Thank you very much, Pastor. Good evening. Good evening. Praise God. Unajua kwetu tu sisi ni wanasiasa lazima tuone mkono tujue mnatusikia. God is good and all the time. I want to take this opportunity to thank Pastor Charles for hosting us here and your team, the Elder and Reverend Ruth Waigajo and Bishop William for extending the invitation. I had come to visit. I had come for a meeting, women's meeting in Chicago, and I was on my way to Dallas, and I was diverted here by my friend Waigajo and Pastor Charles and Bishop William. We are very good friends back home. I met Pastor Charles here, and I've added a family of friends. As you know, I'm WANJIRU, Sabina WANJIRU Chege. Watu wa Murang'a wananijua Maitoa County. Watu wa Murang'a mwiko huko. Nataka nisikie watu wa Murang'a tumewakilisha hivyo Norude Maito Mukuru. I thank God that the Murang'a people gave me a chance to serve them for 10 years, 10 good years. It's not easy for Kenya to be elected once and another time, yeah? And it was my first attempt to join politics. I don't know whether I need to go through my story. I don't even know why these guys asked me to come, but you know, in my mother tongue, the ones who understand this French, and it's my first time to be at Seattle, by the way. So I thank God, and I love it. I love the hills and the green. If I'm given a chance to come and settle, I'll come to Seattle. So it's just beautiful, and I've met wonderful people for the last 2-3 days I've been here. So my village, as you were told, is Kenyona. Kenyona is in Murang'a County, Kigumo constituency. The ward is Kenyona ward. You know, people can see far. Kenyona, Kuona. But anyway, that's where I was born and brought up. Went to primary school there. You know, I met Elder earlier today. They hosted me for a wonderful brunch. And he was telling me he's a Bontao. Yani, you are lucky. As we came to Nairobi, we walked. Tukafika Nairobi. I'm born and brought up in Kenyona. That's where I went to my primary school and my high school. I was in Mogori Girls High School. So I was in high school. You understand, back home, high. Kwa secondary na high. Yeah. So and I'm born in a family of 9, and I'm the 9th born. Yeah, we have our firstborn sister, our 6th-born sister who is in Dallas. She's called Grace, who is a friend to Reverend Ruth. And then I am the 9th born, Deke Higada. And once I cleared my Form 4, my first job, I became a house girl in Nairobi. You all know. As we used to pick tea, go to Amashani, so I opted instead of go to Amashani, I better become a house girl in Nairobi. That was my first job. And later, I saw there are people who worked on TV. I used to be an actress in high school. Once who can remember back home, there was a program called Tausi. I was a good one, by the way, Rehema wa Tausi. That was immediately after. So that was immediately after Form 4, I got a job as a house girl. Then I started acting. I started doing marketing. And by the time I was joining the university, I was already doing like 3 or 4 jobs. So then within my first day in the university, I got a job with Kameme FM. I became a broadcaster. I didn't have formal training in broadcasting because I was doing my degree in education. So I hold a degree in education, a master's in communication, a second master's that I did when I joined politics. When I joined Parliament 2017, I did my second master's. And 2018 till 2022, I did my PhD. I'm almost done. So I'm now doing my PhD. Yeah, it has been a long journey. I love serving people. I am not a politician, by the way. I told Elder that today and he said, no, I am not a politician. I was serving, and through my service, my people in Kigumo constituency came and asked me whether I can vie. I said no. And for me to have a shortcut, I decided I would tell them there was the new constitution and the women reposition that nobody understood what it was all about. So I said, this is a county position. There's no one who is holding the position. So I'm going to take it because I know I'll not be elected in the entire county. But shock on me when I declared I'll vie through God's grace. Because it's not faith, it's God's grace. The The first time I attempted, I got the highest votes in Murang'a County. I actually got more votes in 2013 in Murang'a County more than Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Yeah, so you can see what God does to work a small girl from Kenyona. Don't forget Kenyona. And so I joined politics 2013. But before then, I was in the media. I worked with Kameme. I became the marketing manager. I became the business development manager with Wild Space Africa. Then I went back to KBC. I became their controller of all commercial radio services. I was in charge of 18 radio stations. And then from there, that's when I joined politics. But before then, I also started my foundation, where I decided to go back home. Because, you know, in Kenyona, there's this song that says, Nekekega kegiuma. Uhadwana Daniel Kenyona. Itoraria madena, itoraria minyamaro, Kenyonai. Nega iweka gatia. You know that nega yuradimaga? There's that song. So I started going back home and just doing projects back home. That's how then those people came and approached me to become a leader in their community. That's why I say I'm not a politician. For me, I see myself as a leader. I started mentorship. And I love so much working with the young people from the primary school, inspiring them. And I want to urge you, one of the reasons why I'm here, I just request you, when you go back home, if God gives you a chance to go back home, please make an impromptu visit to your primary school, the school you went to. Just go, you know, just being there and telling those young children that I went to this class and I went through this. Even if you'll just go buy them biscuits or just, even for them just to see you, you will change somebody's life. Yes. That is my first request. Right. Have I gotten it? Yeah. That is my special request. If you're not able to go back, there are all these alumni groups that are there. Sometimes they will just do small things like buying those girls sanitary towels or books, revision books. Just participate. You never know the life of a child that you'll touch, because that is our foundation. And so when I started my foundation, I started mentorship and I started helping a few students here and they are the most needy. Later, I'll just run something very small, just a video of the children. Currently I have around 300 or more children that I take to school. I don't do it alone, I do it through my friends who help me. So we just get a child, we give full scholarship from Form 1 to Form 4 because, you know, primary school in Kenya is free, but sometimes they don't even have clothes to go to school, so sometimes they don't have a shelter. So basically we focus on education, put those kids to school from Form 1 to Form 4. Some of them have no homes. So we normally come up as friends, we build a house, just a decent shelter, somewhere somebody can call home and build for them the houses. I also mentor the young girls, and during COVID we had so many young girls who got pregnant. And so I try and go talk to their parents to negotiate with their mothers to keep the child at home and then the girl goes back to school. Some of them are not brave enough to go to their secondary school that they were in, so we normally also connect them with other schools so that then I pay for their school fee. So we negotiate with the parents, take care of this young one and allow your daughter to go back to school, and then I look for money to keep them in school. And we have, out of many of them, at least 80% of them have gone back to school and they are doing very well. It's something I've served with passion, and I love doing it. And so any other time, if you come home, we can go visit some of those children. My saddest moment during COVID is the people who come from Gatanga. There's a lower side called Idanga. I went to Idanga and there was a 9. Asked me how it happened, a 9-year-old girl who was pregnant, 9. And she came for the meeting when I asked the chiefs and the community health workers to bring those girls. She came to the meeting in uniform. So the first thing was how? She was in school uniform. And so my team went back home just to try and find out what was not happening. But because she couldn't afford food, then the boy who was a neighbor used to molest her in exchange of food. And so some of my friends came up and they didn't have a home, they didn't have a decent home. So they built for them a house. The girl is now back to school. The mother is also helping her to bring up the child. So those are the many stories. Apart from us being in politics, what you read every day online, That is not our main job. My mantra is transforming lives one at a time. So I try and touch lives every day I wake up. So my best days are not when I'm on a campaign platform. It's not when I am on the headlines. Those are the days that I don't want to wake up. My best days are the days that I'm on the ground, working with the elderly. Some of those very old people, they are neglected, so we buy them blankets. Something as simple, July, and now we're in June. July is coming. Majority of those old people, they die back home. You guys have homes here. And you don't know the struggles that people go through back home, so they leave their elderly parents at home. Some of those old women are raped because they are left alone. Some of them have been killed. So where you leave your mother in the village, and then you're in Nairobi or you are far away, and you employ a houseboy or a house girl, then when they know maybe you have sent the money through this M-Pesa thing, they kill to take the money and then they go. So I try to protect those elderly people, and especially the most vulnerable ones. Some of them don't have food, so we'll go with my team and give them food, give them blankets. Like, we will have a very big drive next month. A blanket is cheap. It's less than 1,000 shillings. 1,000 shillings is what here? It's $10. So you can imagine with $20, $30, you can be able to buy how many blankets and change somebody's life. So basically, that's me. So 2013, I also became the chair of education. And through my leadership, we were able to end the strikes. We used to have teacher strikes. We negotiated and managed to end that. 2017, I was re-elected back as a women rep, again for the second time in Murang'a County. Yeah, it was not easy, through Jubilee. And so then I became the chair of health. The challenges we have had with health before. Health is devolved in Kenya. And I want to encourage majority of you, because I know you're in health sector. If you have those equipments, I know some of the facilities here, they can donate those equipments back home. And I know there's normally a challenge of, I don't know, when you get home, whether they're going to be paid for taxes and everything. If you have such equipments and they're okay, you need to donate them back home, talk to me. We can be able to work with Treasury so that you're not charged the taxes, and we can be able to bless a few hospitals back home. Some of you, I know, like Pastor Ruth, have been doing medical camps. Anytime you have people who would offer themselves to come back home and do the medical camps, I am there. We can be able to connect you with many facilities, many of our governors, and many hospitals. It doesn't have to be Murang'a. I now serve the entire country because I'm nominated, because 2022 I never vied. I chose not to go into elective position. I was at the forefront campaigning for Baba. You guys know Baba? Yeah, I was in Azimio, so I heard somebody saying there is Azimio Kenya Kwanza. Now we have one Kenya. We have Kenya One, not Kenya Kwanza or Azimio. So I was actually among the people who were named to be possible deputy presidents in the Republic of Kenya. And finally, when the countdown was done, we were left only two ladies, myself and Mother Karua. She was chosen to be the deputy of Honorable Raila Odinga. And we worked through it. It was tough time, and especially the people who speak my language, to go and tell them that they have to vote for Baba. I convinced Waiganjo to be on my side. I think at night he used to be in UDA, but anyway, during the day he encouraged me. And God has brought you to this land for a reason, not just for your own family and yourself, because our God is not a selfish God. He has blessed you so that you can also be able to bless another person. And so my challenge is, when I came here, I was like, okay, so we're going to have a meeting, and then what? I just said, I just wish to talk to the people, so that we politicians are also human beings. Yes. We are not all the same. And again, I said, I'm not a politician. Yeah, I guess I'm meant to be a leader and not just a politician. Maybe one day I'll serve in the church, the way things are going. Because we are in a worship fellowship with Waiganjo. And we normally do worship and prayers every second Monday of the month from 3 to 6, and fourth Monday of the month. And we love God. I'm a Catholic. I born and brought up as a Catholic. I'm actually a CWA woman. CWA, Yeshua. Okay. But I also partner with several ministries. I'm with Prophet David Owusu's ministry, and I know there are people here who also support him, and several other ministries that I support. And so, after elections, yes, we lost. By the way, we lost. And even if it was stolen, we were not children to be stolen. So if you're on our side, please heal quickly. Accept and move on. Yeah, because how can we say it was stolen and we were with the government? Surely. Hata ni aibu kidogo. You don't even talk about it. How do you have deep state and then you say who stole? Kwani this guy's Edward? The system. And we hate the system. Yeah, the guy. Can you stop reminding me? There are things that make me cry. Sorry for the guys who are UDA. Lakini us, we are passionately Azimio, and we believe that Baba, because of his age and experience, now he can be able to transit between Uhuru and give us a soft landing before the young guys come up and shake the nation. But you didn't give us a chance. But you also made our mistakes. We didn't have agents. We were overconfident. We won before even the votes were casted. Okay. We started, I think this dress was one of the ones that were supposed to go for inaugurations. Thank you, Pastor Charles, that you allowed me to wear it today. At least this is part of the celebration, isn't it? And so to some of us who are mothers, to some of us who are patriotic to our nation and love our nation and love peace, we agreed to accept. It is difficult because majority of our people on our side have not accepted, and choices have consequences. That is why sometimes I wake up and my daughter wakes me up and says, "Mommy, are you okay?" I said, "Why?" She tells me, "Okay, you are in the headline of 3 newspapers this morning." I'm like, "Oh, okay, what are they saying again?" So most of the times I don't follow those things on YouTube, neither do I follow their meetings. So even when they abuse me and talk nonsense about me, I don't know. I'm only told because I don't follow. Because when you take negative things, they affect you. So sometimes you ignore. And so if they think that they can hurt me, I am made of steel. All right? So I made a decision, because for the love of my country, that I am going to stand and say no to violence. And I say it because I don't have hair. I don't have any sufuria that can fit in my head. So I chose not to go for demonstrations, because I believe we all have a solution for our nation. And I'm not a kind of a person who would wait and say, "I told you guys this government will fail, so look." They're doing their first budget this time. So we are opening Parliament next week on Tuesday. And so we'll go through, there is a finance bill that has its own positives and negatives. We are going to do the first budget for this government. And for me, I will do the best I can do to contribute positively to the nation. Elections are coming after now 4 years, because half an year is gone. Then the people will decide, did we make a mistake or not? I feel and I believe that it is too early to start criticizing. Because even your parents, even when you came here in America, things that didn't just happen overnight. There were baby steps. For us who are women who carry babies, we start with the morning sickness, and you are there again, you stabilize, then you get this baby. And then the baby must breastfeed, you wean off, then you start with soft food, then you go the way back at the time they can take githeri. Isn't it? So why do we assume things in life, there are things that are meant to be instant, that somebody becomes a president and they are supposed to perform miracles and things change overnight? We know there is recession, the economy is bad. Not only in Kenya. So now the price of dollar, you guys are enjoying. Please be sending more to us now. Yeah, so my party leader, my former party leader, who I respect so much, whom I sacrificed my ambitions for politics for him, he's called Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. He's a son of a former president. He's a rich man. So you cannot compare me with Uhuru. But he had godfathers. He had Moi, who sent for him from 1997. He had Mishuki who said, this is the guy we are going to follow. Some of us, you have to struggle noticed. So we supported him 2013, 2017, and we also wanted him to have a decent, retirement. And that's why when everybody else went to UDA, we were left with Jubilee. And we didn't vie. Personally, I didn't vie. I was nominated in Parliament. So when things happened, he is the one who gave the instrument of power to the current president. Yes. And as my party leader, I respected him for that. And so when the other side, our side, as Mio said, we are going to the streets, I said, I'm not going to the streets because we are the ones who gave instruments of power. Then would I have the audacity to hold a microphone? I have young children. I have a 24, I have a 16, and I have an 8-year-old. My only son is 8. And he follows. So if he sees me the microphone saying I don't recognize as a president in Kenya, he will ask me, Mommy, are you crazy? Isn't your boss Uhuru the one who gave the instruments of power? And kids nowadays, they have access to information. And so I said I respect his decision to hand over power. And we've gone through ups and downs in Parliament. Currently, I'm in the verge of being expelled from the party, my nomination. And I'm, by the way, currently, till this hour, because there's no change, I am the deputy minority whip at the National Assembly. Okay? I'm a tough woman. But the most beautiful part is because the Constitution says after 6 months, the retired president should not hold any political position. So he becomes a statesman, a person to advise the nation. And so our political party, when we had our ups and downs and the 6 months were gone, the 6 months ended on 14th of March this year. So we sat with the NEC sat, I'm not a member of the NEC. And so we needed an acting party leader. And through God's grace again, I was named the acting party leader of Jubilee Party. So here I am standing in not just a small person, but the acting party leader of Jubilee Party. And you've seen, there have been several communications. So there's this team, the other team. There's no two teams. We only have one team that loves Jubilee. We are saying, watch this space. Next time I'll come might be 2026 when we go to the election, almost elections. Jubilee is going to be a very big party in Kenya. I hope I'll still be their party leader because I want to go mashinani, I want to go diaspora. We want to be the most vibrant party because we want to have the young people coming in and taking over because it is our time. We are not waiting for anybody else to come and tell us it is our time. And because some of us have no godfathers to come and say, Sabina, we struggle and grab it and run with it. And so I pray that when you have an opportunity to come back home, say hi. Do something. Don't wait for anybody to tell you what to do. Just touch one life. I think you know the story of Wangari Maathai and the hummingbird. And that one drop of water. It can actually change your village, it can change your county, and it can change your nation. So do not ignore that small thing that you can be able to do. If you feel that you can be able to sponsor even one child for the day school, it's like 10,000 per year. 10,000 per year is how much? In dollars? $1,000? No, $100. You can take a child to school with $100 per year. Those are day schools. For the boarding is around 60, 70. So that's how much? $600. That's for a whole year with a day school, a boarding school. It can be Jury's High School. We have kids in Kenya High School, and they are brilliant, bright kids. All they need is just somebody to put them to school. They will read and they will pass. Okay? So talk to me. And let's see how we can be able to change our nation. Yes. My commitment is not about the position I hold now, because tomorrow the position can go. But how many lives I will have changed or touched by the fact that God gave me a chance to be in that position. So I want to thank you. Pray for us. It's not easy. There have been bipartisan talks that are on and off. Somebody dangling a carrot for their own benefit. So we hope that they don't take advantage of that. And secondly, also, we have unlawful groups coming up, which is the most dangerous trend that we can follow as a nation. And for me, I'll not say we Kikuyus are being, that people are discriminating against us. We also need to know where we have come from. I've been in the media, I've seen it all. I know how it started, and I hope a few people will not use a young people to gain political mileage or for them to have a position to negotiate. And as you saw, even the ones who are abusing me, then when they are taken to court, they find themselves by themselves. Nobody goes to see them. They are jailed. The people who use them, they really don't care. So let's pray for our nation. Let's pray for our leaders. And especially let's pray for the president and his deputy, so that they also have a uniting tone, that they can be able to bring everybody on board. And then, because there were 6.9 million Kenyans who voted the other side, 8 million Kenyans who never went to vote, they didn't find the need to vote. So the big question is, why didn't those people, 8 million, go to vote? And we have 7.2 who voted for the government. So you can imagine the ones who didn't vote for the government are more. And we need everybody to feel that Kenya is a nation, they belong, they are well represented, their interests are all taken care of. So God bless you so much. I don't want to take much of your time. I can take two questions. Oh, three, not many, three. Elder, at 10, way. But as I do that, as we take the break and go, maybe we can run something on my foundation. Just a few, like 2 or 3 kids, you see what I do. I started also a boarding school, a girls' boarding school in my village. It's called Bishop Gatimo, Kenyana, please note, Kenyana Girls. And I take those kids to school. I pay for their school fees. And the parents who can be able to afford to pay for the others, they do. So it's a project that I'm running, and I'm happy. I did for them, last year, my birthday, I did for them their dormitory. So my friends came up, and by then my birthday is coming up in August. So I also want to do a course. I want to do a fundraiser for the foundation. So you're welcome. So that piece of cake, you will send in the foundation, so that then we can be, I always do my birthday with a purpose. So last time when my friends came up, we did a dormitory and we opened it. And it's beautiful, a very nice dormitory. So even this time, I will still raise more funds for the girls and the boys that I support, for the most vulnerable, for those elderly that I support, so that then we can make their life better. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Yes, I will take questions, but after, I don't know, you can run that, and then I'll take questions, so that I also take a cup or a bottle of, there are small bottles of water. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Increasing access to education has proved to be a key component in equalizing communities and improving the overall quality of life.
Ningependa sana kushukuru our mom. Ametusupport so much kutoka wakati wenye nilipoingia form 1 up to right now, that very soon na already nishaanza that for now naweza kuitwa Engineer Paul Kimazi. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Mimi wakati wenye nilimaliza class 8 sikuanga na hope yoyote that ningeweza kumanage at kuingia ati shule ama university, because the life without a parent to support you, for sure, sio kitu rahisi. Na sio tu a parent, but also any relative to support you. Yes, hiyo haikuangi kitu rahisi. I can testify that. But kwa hii foundation, kuna watu, mheshimiwa, you have selected the best of the best in your foundation. Hao wenye wamekuwa kizunguka kila mahali kuhakikisha that there is no child ambaye ako na matumaini ya kutransform his future, ambaye hata achieve destiny yake. But hii foundation, wakati wenye tu ilikuwa inazunguka hivyo, mi hapo ndipo tu nilipatikana na nikachukuliwa kutoka hapo. Na they have been, yani hata sijui naweza nikasema nini, but the only thing that naweza tu kuombea mheshimiwa ni kitu tu moja, that may God preserve you. Mungu akubariki sana, na nitakuacha tu na verse moja tu from the book of Philippians chapter number 1 verse I think 6, ambayo inasema, have confidence in this, that he who began a good work in you will take it to completion. Bwana Yesu asifiwe sana.
I'm Brenda Wawira. I joined Sabina Chege Foundation in the year 2020. That is when I was scholarshiped to join Form 1. Before then, I had no hope to go to high school because my background is not that. I have come from a very humble background because even in my primary school, it was not that easy because I've been brought up by my great-grandmom. She has been my breadwinner, and we struggled very much to get scholarship or someone who can take me to high school. But at long last, I found a chance at Sabina Chege Foundation, and that is when I was taken and brought in Bishop Gatimu Kenyana Girls. Now I'm in Form 4. Let me say that Sabina Chege Foundation have been of great help in my life.
I'm John Minor, Wanjiru School. I'm in Form 3. In my exams, I'm performing well, and so because of Sabina, who is funding my academics, I thank her wherever she is. May God bless her, and may He continue giving her all the needs that she's needing in this good work she's doing to support us. I come from a humble background. My father is a cashew farmer and my mother does household chores.
My name is Grace Mureithi, the principal, Bishop Gatimu Kenyana Girls. The students in Bishop Gatimu Kenyana Girls come from a needy background. Most of them have financial challenges such that their parents are not able to pay up school fees in time, and in fact, some of them drop out because of school fees challenges. Others do not have the basic needs that they require so that they can be sustained in school. And Mheshimiwa Sabina Chege has been coming through for these students. In most cases, they pass through her office to get the basic needs, and she accompanies that with a check.
So far, the foundation has been able to identify and fully sponsor 2,452 learners from vulnerable families through high schools and tertiary institutions of learning as well as TVETs. Kindly help me keep these students in school through your financial support.
Pacific Way TV Nenyuge na neta Shiaraya Pacific Shewa ikeno
Pacific Waves Radio
Ayage makaro merera Pacific Waves TV Woko ne Pacific Waves TV